looking for a better life, but I found no one. Nobody like you, nobody like you. Hail my Jesus. Are you ready to hail this God? Come on. Somebody hail my Jesus.
Hallelujah. Please, let's put our hands together, God, and let's appreciate God. Appreciate God, appreciate God. I can assure you one thing, that every segment of this event is going to bless lives. And I intend to get all the blessings from every segment of this event. Hallelujah. Please, let's have a seat. Let's have a seat. Just a few minutes before the steward will come up. Before the steward will come up, I have a little something that I would like us to look into. Within the next within the next 3 minutes, sharply. There is this case of this young man married to this young lady, and he got this contract to travel outside the country to go and do some things. He was very excited, was very happy, discussed with the wife about it, and they were all very happy. So even before he left, he called the younger brother and said, please, you are now the only man in this house. Take very good care of my wife and the entire family. Please. And the young man was like, you are my elder brother. So you don't even need to even ask. I will take very good care of your wife. So the young man traveled, got to the airport. Okay, when he landed where he traveled to, at the airport, mistakenly exchanged his briefcase with someone else's own. And the briefcase contained some drugs. So the young man was scanned and was caught. Sent him from the airport there straight to prison. Now, there was no phone calls, nothing. The wife has not heard anything. In fact, what he went for is supposed to be something that he will finish in a matter of months. So it was getting to a year, nothing happened. 2 years, nothing happened. 4 years gone by. Nobody has heard anything concerning this young man. So the wife, in fact, almost everybody has given up hope. They thought maybe he's dead or something. So while the young lady was mourning the husband, the brother, one way or the other, fell in love with the young lady. And they decided, after all, naturally in some traditions here in Nigeria, the wife is free to remarry to any other member of the family if the husband is dead. Some culture do that. So decided to go on with the younger brother. Took in for the younger brother, and she gave birth to a baby boy. So after 5 years has gone by, surprisingly, the main husband returned, was released, and he came back home. The issue here is, what do you think if you are to help or to cancel this case? What will you advise? For the young man to take his wife back, who is already carrying someone else's child, or to allow them continue and face his own life? Do you think there will ever be peace within that family, within this incident? How do you think we can arrive at a solution, a long-lasting, peaceful solution within the family. If you have something to say, please raise up your hand and I will give you the mic. It's hard, have you? It's difficult. It's difficult. You can.
Praise the Lord. I think in this situation, the real husband is back. The brother who is in charge also is there. And as much as he has allowed him to be in charge, he has also been in charge of everything else.
Joseph in charge of Potiphar's wife.
Son is dead and gone. His Potiphar dead and gone. She has not heard from him for a longer period of time. And no, she has already mourned him. So that man is past tense. For me, I will advise that man that just came back to go and start a new life. He can cope with it. But telling the woman to now leave his brother for her, how does he want to face his own brother that she has already given birth for? How did they do that? So it's complicated. The best thing for him, he still has a chance to leave her. Let the younger brother, after all, he's still family. He was even helping him. So let him allow him to continue the help. Thank you very much.
Hallelujah. Do you really think the young lady did wrong? She did wrong. Why would you say so?
Praise the Lord. Huh? Hey. Why I think she did, praise the Lord. Why I think she is actually wrong. Like you said, some families or some cultures in Nigeria permit such. The question is she from such kind of culture? And when she actually go into such decision to help herself, in quote, was it the consent of the family for her to help herself in that manner? Then if it is not the same culture, it is not in the permission of the family that she helped herself in that manner, then I think she is wrong and should click back to the main owner of the house. Yes, so that that particular shame that maybe should have gone outside to actually cost might have been saved by the family. Then it will not be a family problem or family issue that they can rally around together and cover it, and nobody will actually see that particular shame.
It's now a family problem. We are still trying to create solution here. Now it's a family problem. So we want to see how can we sort this thing.
Let me hand over the microphone to him first.
Sorry, has the lady given birth to her first husband? Yes. No, it's not the real husband. Oh man.
Yes. one thing is, a human being is a human being. Irrespective of whatsoever you have, it's still a matter of choice. You choose. Whether the tradition permits it or not, you can still choose not to. Do you understand? You can choose not to. I have seen cases like that where, since the husband is no more, the young lady decided to go back to her people. It's not a must that you must stay. So she decided on her own to choose the younger brother to do so. And personally, I don't think her presence in that house, as long as she is there in that house, in that family, she would never know anything in peace. Because people will antagonize her, the family. In fact, which face will she be putting on while in the family? Personally, I would just tell her to leave the two people and go. You can be coming to visit your people. You understand? You can be coming to visit your children. Let the two of them go and find someone else. But that will also be a big loss on our own side too. But that's the sacrifice she has to pay for this for her mistake. I mean, it's a sacrifice she has to pay. The main husband came back. In fact, the fact that the guy still wants his wife back is even because some persons will not even care. The person will like, so you had the mind to do this and you can go. But the guy wants his wife back. And then the younger brother does not even want to let the girl go. So she should choose, Abby. It's not that easy. All right, the steward will be coming up. Okay. We are going to take that question back home. And then on a good day, we'll sit down and then we'll deliberate on that issue. Because, sincerely speaking, me, myself, I don't think she did wrong, too. You know why? God, you can't mourn somebody forever. Even though we are not sure whether he's dead or not, but what you went for is supposed to be a matter of months. For years, nobody has said anything from you. It's by default, human mind will start telling you something. So she can't wait forever. It's just that she picked, I won't say the wrong person anyway. Her going outside will be bad. It will not be acceptable. You understand? So she didn't do bad. She didn't do bad. The young man that just came back should just take heart. Hallelujah. All right, because of time, we are going to end that one there. So you go back home, brainstorm. If you have additional ideas or additional questions and things, anything to say concerning that particular thing, you can forward it to us. Let's welcome Pastor Raymond. Put your hands together.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. We're too cold. Is it because of the story? Okay, we should not be cold. This is a relationship summit, all right? So we're here to kind of bring ideas and how we can solve it. And I tell you, we have a father in the house that can do justice to that. Hallelujah. All right, today I want to go on another dimension before I call Papa to come and, take us to another level. At the time, somebody told me that, do I know that I can do comedy? I said, how? I don't think so. But today, I'll make somebody laugh. Hallelujah. I will make somebody laugh. All right, I will tell you a story about myself, and I believe you will love my story. My story is very, very, very sweet. I have so many sweet stories. Hallelujah. I finished secondary school, and I just relaxed. I was seeking for job. Job was not coming. So at the time, I just said, seems this job don't want to come. So at the end, I was sitting at home. One day, our second daughter came. And she was like, it's as if she should just kill me. Look at you, sitting in the house. Everybody out there, sourcing for what to do. Well, you are here, seated. I said, okay, let us don't banter words. Let us don't fight over it. Give me a job. Just get me a job. You say, oh, I should get you a job? Is that it? I said, yes, just get me a job. And she went to look for a job for me. Brethren, only to break the good news, I was to go and work as a security. Child. A security man at everyday supermarket. You know, every day at Olo Basinjo. Oh, you're laughing already. I'm not funny. I can't be funny. Nah. All right. I was a bit excited and I was a bit down. Like me, security. How? I'll be opening gates, addressing cars on how to park, and I felt so bad. And there is this guy, just, oh boy, that ain't good though. See, young police now, 5 and 6. I was like, it's true too. Police will not catch me again. And during that time, this when you are two outside talking, police will just come pick both of you. That you're planning one thing or the other. So I said, yeah, I like the idea. On Sunday morning, I was like, let this Monday reach. Let me start this work. Let Monday reach. Let me start this work. They've already brought uniform for me. So that morning, I did not eat. I was so excited. I was so excited. I had to rush down to Lord Basinjo. I met one Malan there. I said, Malan, let me change to my uniform here. Malan said, you're free. I can't change to security man. Chai. Remote security man. I am telling you a true life story. I mean, the altar I wouldn't lie to you, but my story is very sweet. When I got to the place, the manager was already on seat. So he now said something. He said, young man, you are too fresh. You are too fresh. Do you think you can do this work? I said, sir, why am I here? I'm here is because of the job. They've told me everything. I know what it takes. You see, my brother, you know why they laugh? I say no. Because the young man that worked here worked only 2 weeks. Only 2 weeks. He ran away. That's why we are looking for another person. I said, I'm here. I am here. He now said, okay, since you have agreed, no problem. And I said, where is my position? He said, you don't have much work to do. What you just need is to open the door for a customer to enter, and you close the door when the customer enters. And that's it. When the customer wants to go out, you open the door, he goes out, and that's. I said, you don't finish. You don't finish. I said, I'll do it. No problem. No problem at all. Lo and behold, I went outside. There is this other, my co-worker that was there. He's already an old person. He's familiar to the place. So familiar to the place. He was even chatting with some people that are hawking around, So I was so idle, no customer yet. It was very early. So I was just sitting. I was now contemplating inside of me. I said, what if I now see my friend that wants to come and buy something? I'll go open this door. Chai. I said, okay. I began to motivate myself again. I said, it's the money. It's not about the people that goes in. It's all about what I make at the end of the month. What did they promise to pay me? It was 7,000 as of then. 7K. I say, I go manage them. After all, 7K, it's not easy to get. There is this white man that was walking towards everyday supermarket, and I am the gate man, the security guy to open the door. I never knew that is how the door is. That door is as if it is padded 15 to 1. Bro, if you push that door, you never chop. If you push that door, you never chop. Eh? Jesus Christ. I see. When the guy came, I was pushing it. The thing refused to open. No. And I did not eat that morning. I exhausted the whole strength. I tried to say, God, give me my last power, like Samson. I finally opened the door. And the guy walked in. Chai. That was when I started making my decision if I will walk up to 2 weeks or I will sack myself that time. Praise the Lord. So I closed the door, and while I closed the door, I was still looking at the door. And I was like, so if another person comes now, I'll go open this door. I said, no. I need to sack myself. I need to sack myself. So that guy tried. So I need to break history. The next thing I said, I saw another one sweet young lady walking towards the direction. My brother. I look my co-worker like this. You don't throw a face like you know I'm waiting there to make I go open the door. Now me waka. They go to this. I waka go one side. He had to run down, you understand? He's already used to the suffering. My brother, I was just new to the suffering. And I don't want to suffer like that. He opened the door. And I came back. When I saw he had opened the door, I now walked back. So when I walked back, so I had to meet him. I say, bros, no verse come. Oh, discuss. I think we are in a co-worker. Let's talk. Sorry, when we're on a break time, that was the only thing I asked him. When is your break time? He said, break time is 12 o'clock. Only for me to check my watch. Bro, it was just 10:05. When 12 won't reach. And more customers will come. I endured. I pushed that door 3 times. All my stomach, you understand? The worm inside was like rioting. We no go gree, you. We no go gree. This kind work, we no go gree. I said, God, just help me make 12 to reach. God, help me make 12 to reach. Help me make 12 to reach. Lo and behold, 5 minutes to 12. I just told the boy, oh boy, I don't go break. I just quietly smuggled myself down to that Malan's place. And brother, I carry the, what did they call them again? Security uniform. I bag the 2, back and inside waterproof. I say, I don't resign. I no work again. Bro, it might be funny to you, but if you had pushed that door, your owner, that time I could go tell us, say, when I change my position. When I change my position. And I went there. While I was trekking home from Olo Basunja, I was trekking to Ikoku. See the manager on a bike. Oh boy, where they go? Where they go? I was still going to say, I don't sack myself. I don't sack myself. The guy was like, you had to stop. He said, what's happening? Where are you going? I said, lunch. Now I'm going for lunch. I'm going for lunch. And you have to remove your uniform. I say, where I eat is around that distance, and so many people knows me around there. I just had to, don't worry, I will come back in no time. I don't sack myself with that too. I went home that day. My brother, I start to cry. I may sack myself, and I may still start to cry. I say, God, why are they like this? Praise the Lord. And at the end, my sister came and was so angry. I say, if you understand, I go advise me, make I sack myself. Praise God. Praise God. All right, today, if you were earlier here today, you would notice Steward was saying, first of all, one needs to motivate himself. You want to succeed, you first of all, you motivate yourself. You first of all do the motivation before, At the time, I was motivating myself during that process. I was really motivating myself. But, bro, the motivation was not enough. Was not enough at all. All right, taking us to the next level, ladies and gentlemen. The question that came earlier, you want to hear another joke? Like, seriously. Praise God. Have you been in the house, sleeping at night? The weather was so hot, I had to open the door. I have this mosquito net hanged on the wall of this thing. And I was sleeping, bringing my head close to the door so that the breeze will really touch me. Only for one elderly man to run from the other line. I was shouting, Tifo, Tifo. Bro, my door was open. Tifo, Tifo, Tifo. Instead of me to come and assist that man and follow that man and shout, Tifo, Tifo, I went and I was locking my door. I stood up from where I was. The next thing I was like, push the door. Do you know that? I think they say these small forces, these small things. Do you know what refused that door to close? One small rag. One small rag that was there. I pushed the door. I wanted to bang the door, so I would lock the door. Bro, it did not happen like that. As I pushed the door bounced back to me. I said, Chai, I don't die. I was not holding the door like this until the man had to come and knock. Raymond, say we don't catch thief. That's what I said. Oh, I don't catch the thief. Hallelujah, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be on our feet as we welcome our Father that will take us to the next level. I think we are still on before you say, I, the Lord. This is another dimension of it. Ladies and gentlemen, just jam your hands together as we welcome the Steward. Jam your hands together as he comes. Continue clapping. Continue clapping. He's a life coach. He's a relationship doctor. And I believe what we've heard, the story we've heard, he would give it a little touch. Just a little touch and it will be straight. You're welcome, sir.
Amen. Okay. Not a relationship doctor. It sounds like native doctor. But take a seat for a while. Let's just talk for a few minutes. Take a seat for a while. Right, when I talked with the men, I was actually talking from Philippians 4, verse 13. That's 4:13, 4:13. So I'm still going to use the same digits. But this I will talk from John, but it's going to be 1:4:3. That's 14, verse 3. So I will just stick within the same numbers for now. And get on with these ones and see how we go. This is going to be very, very quick one. To be a quick one. You know, we have multiple conferences today. And that's good, so that from one series of learning, we'll get to the next series of learning, and we're growing. We're getting knowledge, getting information. Later, the youth pastor and the president, or maybe the youth pastor, because the president probably is not even aware of this, will iterate you on the camps that we're having, so that every one of you will also be informed and aware of it. Now, what I want to say today is actually what one principle that can make proposal possible. For some of you who are already maybe married, you probably don't need any other proposal. But for those who are yet to have relationships that are leading to marriages, this is one of the things that I will basically advise you. So when I call this a teaching, I'll call this an advice. I'll call it an advice per se. I'll call it a tip. I'll call it a trick. I'll call it a tip. I'll call it a, well, I'd say, oh, whatever name you had to call it. Now, listen up here. Now, it is a good idea to bring friends to where you are. The Bible says that the one that wants friends should show himself friendly. I have often told persons and people, I said, listen, you know, you're not going to have proposals, you know, always from oblivion. Meaning that one Mr. Right, will just suddenly appear from nowhere, right? Mr. Strange would appear suddenly from nowhere and then come over and make a proposal. I think this talk would have been of even greater benefit to the ladies. But the guys will take note of it too. One fellow would appear from nowhere and make proposals. And this is one of the problems that has caused delay in plenty young ladies, the lives of many young ladies. And I think it has also caused delays also in the marriages of many young men. There is this distance that exists between some people and the world around them. At the early time of life, they don't care because they are comfortable with the distance. If I ask you, if you were to rule a circle around you, who are the people that are contained within that circle? If you're going to have quick, effective marriage, not just quick, but real working marriage, most of the time it's going to come from the people around that circle that you will draw. So if I say, stand here now, for example, and imaginatively, when I say imaginatively, the person closest to you can even be perhaps in the US. So imaginatively is not just conditioned by space and time, right? Yeah. So it could be anywhere. But I say, if I ask you to draw a circle that encloses the people that are closest to you, how many persons will be inside that circle? That's the problem. Some persons have conversations, but they don't have friendship that is enough to even create a proposal. The I do is likely not going to happen because the persons themselves have no relationship with an inner circle people. I would try to break this down for you. Like I said, the expectation of some persons is that they live the way they like, be the way you are, whatever it is. One Mr. Right will show up from Ghana or from Togo. Or one Mr. Right will just appear from Lagos with lots of money. Or one Mr. Right will just come all the way from Kaduna and would say, I love you, I want to marry you. The probability of that happening exists, but it's very slim. Very slim. Take it from me. Very slim. Most of the marriages you see happening today are happening out in the midst of friends, the circles of friends. Either they were friends at school or friends in church, friends in the neighborhood. Go and figure it out. They meet somewhere, have their friendship circle defined somewhere, and sort of around that circle, they're able to. Now, if you want to enhance your possibility of marriage and you have friends, one thing you should learn to do is to bring them to where you are. Now that's the tricky part. An average lady will say, how will I bring my friends to where I am? If you don't start achieving that, you're not helping the speed of your marriage. I'm telling you this as, maybe as a counselor. Yes, I'm telling you that. If you are, maybe for example, you are here, one of the objectives that you might have is as many of your friends that can be in the same place with you increases your chances of marriage. And that's the simple maths. It's a simple logic. The way some churches do it is that they try not to tell you to ensure that your friends are here, but they set it as a rule. You know what they do? They now tell you that if you are a member of this church and you must marry from this church. You know what that language means? That language now means that they are telling you you can only marry from their, like, take Jehovah's Witnesses, for example. They marry from within Jehovah's Witnesses, isn't it so? There are many other churches, even Christ Embassy, Salvation Ministries, a lot of them Pentecostal. You know what they're doing? Because they don't want to tell you your friends should be here. or bring them here. But they're telling you can only be married here. So by common sense, right? By common sense, you go and find people or whatever and bring the persons within the circle if you're interested in that person. Or you will build friendship from amongst the people in that circle. And marriages will still happen there. You might be wondering, having ruled that circle inside that denomination, will it prevent marriages from happening? It will not. You know why? Because then they have created the confined circle. It is now easy for people who have met themselves, introduced themselves, talked to themselves, share the same scripture, share the same biblical knowledge, and the rest to very easily make decisions for marriage than for one person to sit in that place thinking that there's going to be this astronaut from a moon that will just perhaps show up, dropping on parachutes. As he's descending from the sky, will point his finger over to the lady and say, "You there? I'm coming for you." Now, we basically will not create, I don't like creating such tight rules. They have their reasons. But I'll tell you the truth. The system is the same. Is that if you know you have 10 friends, sometimes your mission is you look for a way to bring the 10 friends to the place where you are before you talk about the possibility of marriage. Now, I wanted to read one scripture and I will explain something to you. In John 14, from verse 1 to 3, verse 3 is the key thing because I said I'm doing 413. I did a 413 up, so I'm doing a 143 here. Now, but I'm going to read from verse 1, right, of the John 14. Jesus said, "Let not your heart be troubled." He said, "Ye believe in God, believe also in me." Then in the second verse, he says, "In my Father's house are what? Many mansions." Right? "If it were not so, I would have told you." Now, that's what he said, "I would have told you." Then he said, "I go to prepare a place for you." Now, let me pause there for a while and say this. Jesus is described in the Bible as the groom. Right? The church is described as the bride. Jesus is the person who will eventually marry, who is marrying the church. Do you understand that? Now, it's the New Testament example of marriage happening. The relationship between Jesus and the church is the New Testament example of a working marriage. It's the New Testament guide for marriage. Even when Ephesians 5 made references in terms of husbands at the head and all, it was all linked to Christ as the head of the church. The relationship between Christ and the church is a New Testament picture of marriage and relationship. That's the simple explanation of it. So when you understand Jesus and the church, you understand how marriage and relationships happen. In fact, you can understand relationship in different forms and shapes simply by looking at Jesus and the church and how it is portrayed. Now, Jesus says, first of all, where I am, right, there are many mansions. There are good things where I am. He's not saying that there are no good things where you are. He's not saying that you're not enjoying where you are. He's not saying where you are is not favorable to you. But he's saying that he's promoting where he is. Get that? He's promoting what? He's promoting where he is for a purpose. He is telling his disciples about his Father's house. He's telling his disciples about the church. He's telling the church, which is the bride. He's telling the bride about his Father's house. He's telling the bride about where he is. He's telling the bride to be. Because the Bible speaks in the book of Revelation of the great marriage feast of the Lamb. Do you understand that? So he's telling his bride to be off. And he now tells them, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you honestly that we don't have these things. But I'm telling you that we have this thing. He is advertising the quality of where he is. He's advertising the advantage of where he is. Now, why is he doing this? The secret to what he is doing is contained in the third verse. In the third verse, it says there, in verse 3, "And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself." Why? So that where I am, there you will be also. Now, marriage for Jesus, in the picture of Jesus, cannot even take place. You cannot come to the point of even saying I do. Mind you, we're talking about before you even say I do. Before you say I do, there must be a proposal. Before you say I do, you must meet the groom, right? Do you understand? And if you don't meet a groom, there cannot be a proposal. So I am actually talking about setting the stage to be able to meet the groom properly, or setting the stage that can enable you meet the bride properly. In the midst of those your friends, number one, is that you are publicizing where you are. That circle where you are. Not because you say, I am bringing this person because I want this person to marry me. No, you are publicizing, you're making a larger publicity so that the persons can come to where you are. Right? First thing, that's what you're doing. Then the next thing, you're bringing the person in, and the closer that you are together and learning together, the easier it will be for a union to be established between you and almost any of the person that you bring together. I said again, check people who get married and ask them their story. Whether or not they like it, over 80% of them, their story will relate to where they met and where they have been or where they grew together. They will either telling you about their primary school days. There was always a together place. You can't be that distant person. If they ask you, for example, which in this setting that you are in the youth ministry, let's say in the youth ministry or in the singles ministry where there are singles, people who are not married, the friends you have, what place have you defined for them? You can't simply say, I want to have a union tomorrow, and you come to your father's house. Then you go away from your father's house. Then you come to your father's house. And you ignore the fact that in your father's house, there is a place for that would-be groom. Are you listening to me? There is a place for that would-be bride. Now, if we look within the church, Ihnbc, we started up earlier as Youth Quick Workforce, right? Okay. For some of the marriages that took place in Youth Quick Workforce, the vice president of the fellowship, presently today, who is also a pastor of a church, got married to one of our members within the same church, within the same youth, and it was not a church anyway, it was a youth gathering. We used to have the youth gathering, pray together, worship together, carry out a lot of things together, and if you actually even look at it, there was nothing pointing that these two persons will even be married. I don't think any youth quaker, as a matter of fact, suspected that was going to happen at that stage. But the vice president got married to somebody within the same fellowship. Why? Because in that fellowship, a place has now been created for two persons, not just one. A place has been created for somebody who later becomes a bride, and a place has been created for somebody who later became a groom. Now, ask yourself, for example, if the vice president was not there, what will be the meeting possibility of these two persons? It might be a bit scarce. Ask yourself, what if the lady herself was not in that fellowship? There will be a scarcity of opportunity to meet. They might meet, or she might meet anybody else. But the chances of meeting is slimmer. But that fellowship, that father's house, my father's house, created what? Created the easier opportunity. That's why you see some ladies who will tell you, I don't like to go to church, I don't like to go to church. Forget some of them. When they start looking at the mirror and discovering that they are getting old, what do they quickly do? They grab Bible, put under their armpit, carry a tie for head, they start going to church. Yes. I have seen many. They will go. I used to tell them, I said, you don't want to, they come to preach, I'm not ready to listen. I said, this gospel, you will listen to it one day. You will even be the one coming for it. I've seen it. You see them every day. I'm going to church. I will say, you don't follow? No, I'm not born again. No, you were born again. After you've checked mirror, after you have looked at mirror, and that's why some of them, if you see when they want to pick where to go and worship, they don't look for the small congregation where they go. No, they have to go to the big rivers, where the fishes are what? Fishes are many, and go there and find a place so that they can create bigger opportunities for themselves and start becoming spiritual. I went to a church one time like that. I saw a lady. She has already given birth to about 3 children, like outside. I know that church. In fact, as a matter of fact, I don't think the people in that church, she is in one of their major ministries in the church there. I don't think the people in that church are aware of the number of children that girl has. And when we are speaking, this person is very, very helpful in the church. She's working very well. When you see me, she can't humble past before. And me too. I'm in pro now. I just close my mouth. Now me go and talk. Continue your spirit. But we all know where you are. We know where you come from. Those ones, when you finish giving birth, you hand over to your parents and brothers to take care of where you go spiritualize yourself for somewhere corner. And people don't even know that you have finished every of your game. And guess where? They want to go to our father's house and do what? And find a place. And willy-nilly, like it or not, some of those persons will enter that father's house, find a place, and because they are in that circle, they might even get married faster than some people who claim to be in the same place but are disconnected from everything else happening in that circle. I'm very surprised. It does happen. In the same fellowship that we had, Pastor Obina, who is with us here today, also got married to our sister Charity, and they all met in the same. Pastor Obina was coming from Deliverance Church at Elechi. So they basically had not known themselves before. Charity was coming from Assemblies of God at Emole. But in that interdenominational ministry, they were able to meet. The point is, if in that father's house there was not the place that these two persons have met, what are the chances that they would have met anywhere else on the street or on the road? We want this accidental encounter with people, but we don't make it happen. That's the trouble. That's why certain times marriages will become delayed. In the youth ministry where we had, a lot of encounters were made. I can go on and on. Some of them who were not even fully in the ministry. There were those people who visited the ministry who also married members of the ministry. There are guest preachers who will come. They will preach, finish, and the rest. And in that father's house, they will find a place. So if the question is asked, plenty of the singles, most of them are not here now. And I'm talking about actually creating that meeting opportunity. If you look around, if you sit in a meeting like this, for example, a relationship meeting, do you know one of the effective ways to define marriage? As you're sitting here now, your friends are not here. What you're hearing, they are not hearing. Are you listening to me? And you're expecting a proposal. Where's your friend? He is filling form on NairaBet. So instead of thinking of when to say he is proposing to you, he's thinking of whether his sleep has caught or not caught. His mentality is actually somewhere else. And some of those friends you see that are in the wrong places are likely the people that are to be either your husbands or your wives, but they are busy doing the wrong thing. Jesus cannot be talking about a union with his bride without, first of all, why did he come to this earth? He came to do all the work to save his bride, to save the person, that woman, which was going to become his eternal bride. He was coming to work on that church, to bring that church to a place. Now he's giving an assurance in Scripture, verse 3 of John 14. You see that? I go to do what? I go to prepare. So if you want, this is not you don't spiritualize everything. You will just sit down there and your time you will old. You will old. You sort of say, hi, my friend, I love you very much. You bring the person to church, give him a place. Every time you're praising God and you're worshiping God, if God is going to tell him that day it is time for you to marry, guess who will be nearby? You are there somewhere. You are not even talking to him. He's there. He's inside one hotel. And God tell him it's time to marry. And I won't get away the hand for the corner. Do you know that that's where his mind might go? Why have you not? And you are delaying yourself. Before you say, the I do will not come. Except do is the mess. You're talking about is like mess. If it's a real I do, you must make it happen. Sometimes you say it, you make things happen. You bring the persons in the relationship, you bring them close, you bring them home. Before the marriage happens, you bring them closer to yourself, to your environment. It's by simple invitation. It's not come and marry me, no. Come and occupy your place. You make the person by evangelism occupy his place. Take your place. See, Joseph was brought into Egypt. Where did Joseph marry? In Egypt. Huh? Moses was accepted by Jethro. Where did Joseph marry? Jethro's daughter. Jacob spent his time and was given a place in Laban's house. Jacob's first wife came from where? Laban's house. Second wife came from where? Laban's house. Use your head. If you don't understand this simple technique, you will be there. God send me my husband. God send me. God, husbands don't fall like raindrops. The same way you do business and plan so that you can strategically do business to make money and get profit. If you don't sit down that way and think about your marriage and come up with concept that will make it work for you, you will sit down there. Marriage is something in which you must walk. You see, people who walk towards making their marriage happen, they don't waste the time that some people wait. Some ladies don't even think about making their marriage work. Nothing. Their own is just when they go for the mirror, they empty one container of Dulux paint. And they think that maybe when they step on the road, somebody will just say, why this paint fine? Do you know how many painted people that human being has seen? That person has seen plenty of painted people. Plus the one that came out from Photoshop, on the ones on their Facebook wall. The one that is always in the same place with you is the one that is likely to understand you better. He said, I go to prepare what? I go to prepare, but after having advertised that place, he said, see that place? So, you know when you see some people will tell you that, you see when a bro wants to marry a sister, sometimes you see go begin to tell you about their church. Maybe the church be interested. Enjoy me come. So that it will be easier when go introduce you to the pastor. Because sometimes if you go to take you to the pastor will say, where does she worship? If he says, yeah, grandma go there less. If you say she is watching you in Chorobi and Sarafi, grandma go plenty. After the pastor will call, bro, this lady you are picking from this place now, how long have you known her? Plenty grammar. But if the Bible says this, she worships is with us here. You say, oh, you're with us here. So I remember, all right, thank you. Okay, you can see marriage committee. Use your head. They are very simple. These are simple basic principles. Because sometimes I look at a couple of men and say, how do you make marriage happen? And say, forget. If you go to certain meetings, you go to see where they're having a singles meeting, singles forum, right? All the singles event and single forum. Do you know that in those singles events and single forums, a lot of marriages happen within the single forums? Do you know so? Yes. People invite friends and the rest to come and attend the single forum. If this guy has been in a relationship with you, he has not even proposed forever. 3 times of you carrying him to go and sit down in a singles program and hearing about relationship. Marriage go hungry. Forget about that pregnant woman. Maybe yeah, she did. Something else is fighting inside her belly. You know how it was when you were carrying your own. You all lie down for floor, lie down for floor. This one self don't even concern you. I say marriage go hungry. But your own friend now, instead of you to make the person understand that marriage is necessary, carry her to a relationship meeting. You are here alone, sitting down, listening to the message that you already know. Meanwhile, the guy is where? He's still checking his sleep. He's checking sleep. When is he going to check you? Every time one long paper is in front of him, one long paper. A man who is always having that kind of long paper in front of him will never have time to look at your marriage list. Because if they keep that one in front of you and keep your marriage list, you go push the marriage list, begin to check whether you don't get dropped. You need to help to refocus some of your friends. Because somebody may, why are they your friends if you don't love them? They are your friends because they are the people you love. Is that not so? And it is even from that circle you're likely to have, if somebody has, even if the person is a madman, that you have been able to keep that person as a friend for 5 years or 10 years, mean that you can live with that person, you can work with that person. If not, you could have since let the person go. So you are looking for who you can marry, who I can live with. You are looking, see, those ones that you already know they are nonsense are easier to even understand than the one that is even emerging with suit and briefcase that you don't even know if he has a wife in Ibadan. Only for you to say, I do. On your wedding day, the wife will just appear speaking Yoruba. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. You say, what happened? My husband, he won't marry her. inside the church wedding. Then you'll be looking at the man. Or days to your wedding, you will now get info that the man you want to marry is married to, and they will now send you a picture of their wedding. Because you wanted to marry Mr. Strange. And then the guys who you were always with, they say, see, as we will not qualify now. They never propose you, but they will be feeling as if you abandoned them. And they were counting sleep. If you want to help yourself, better tell them. Carry the person and say, come, my father's house, there is a place for you. Put the person. So when we are talking relationship like that, the person going to think. I never the old. I done the old though. That is the person's opportunity to even look around. And they will say, okay, I can see. Because if you don't bring the person in and you want the person to see you in a vision, which vision? When the eye closed, Abby? My brother, the best vision the person can see for marriage is when the eye open. He go see you, say, I went to church this day and I saw one sister. I better begin to settle down. The dream that the person needs to see for marriage doesn't have to happen with his eyes closed. You know where Balaam said? Balaam spoke about a man. He said he fell into a trance, a vision, having his eyes open. Vision doesn't mean that he was have his eyes closed. Dream. Say in a dream. The better dream when your eye open. Let him see you well, so you'll be sure what he's seeing. But he's not here. Where is he? She's not here. Where is she? There's still a disconnect. He says, I go to prepare a place for what? For you. So I won't use this meeting and prepare a place. And say next time in the next relationship meeting, next time in the next gathering, I have prepared a place for my friends. Is that clear? I have prepared what? A place for my friend. Make it a duty. If you are my friend, come and join me and sit down and listen to that businessman that is always doing business. If he's sitting down here now, we are talking about marriage. He go no say he's supposed to marry. Nobody money go to count. And guess who you'll be grateful for helping him to come to that understanding? Now you now. Eh? Now you. You are speeding up something for yourself as a catalyst. You'll be there doing spiro. One girl where they fetch water anyhow will carry him for road. You'll be there. Don't bring him to church. Somebody is taking care of him on the road. As soon as the girl sees saying don't stand outside, don't carry a bucket of water. Before you realize it, he is gone. He is gone. Meanwhile, you are in church singing, I worship you. Bring him and give him a place so that him too will see you. Worship him, Almighty God. So that when the girl come on the road, him too will begin to think, street, church, now church better. Because you see some very beautiful girls and very creative girls and the rest, they are still unmarried. The one that is fetching water every day from borehole, don't come bring you wedding card. Servants on horses. Princes on foot. It's happening. And I came to give advice this afternoon. If you have ears, hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. Because when I talk to someone, I say, hey, Pastor, I want to get married. I say, where are your friends? Who will marry you? Maybe me now. I say, Lord, send 3 angels to marry this, but you go agree? Spiritual husband. You know, we'll take up. So where are the people who will marry you? Where are they? What kind of friends do you have? My friends are mostly students. You know, serious. Students that are looking for school fees to pay. You need to wait for them to start having work. If you know you can wait for them, good. But if you say you want to marry now, you must have friends that are ready now for many other aspects of life to progress in life. Those friends that are ready now to progress in life, they can then see you maybe as a partner that you can progress together. Not the ones who are still trying to form life. They are the only ones around you. Where are your friends? People who watch movies with you. You want to get married. 2 of your friends are male. 50 are female. Go and start women's meeting. This Okonu, peace and unity. This thing. That's your grace. That's your ministry. Forget marriage. Because some of those women, after they have stayed, nothing they come. They will now buy wrapper and everything with canopy and chair and sit on the middle of the road. They don't do that, they are meeting in a hidden place, so they do it on the road. Nothing. So if you only do it on the road and tie wrapper, and when some men pass, they say, this is a woman of substance. Before you close, can I have your number? I said, don't you see that they do their meeting on the road? They see that, can they not hire a hall? Then they do an indoors. It's called advertising. Now advert. They will even sing praise and worship for something that not concern church. So that you will know that they are spiritual. They maybe say the Nkana. They're spiritual. People are asking us if you don't know the people I'm talking about. You might even be registered in one of them. Eh? They will come clap and wear a pack on donate. Finish praise and worship, they enter traditional song. They mix all with cola. Then come sit down, begin to donate. In the road, that's where they are contributing. Your own 500 naira, you want your 5,000 naira. So that's when people will be watching. These are women that have something. Now advert. You will be church person. Where's your own advert? Where are your friends? Youthquake back then we had an article that we wrote. It was written by Chika David. She wrote that article. We distributed it within the fellowship. It was titled. Okay, no. I wrote that one. She wrote Know Your Body Odor. I wrote Where Are Your Friends? So we distributed the Where Are Your Friends this thing. Ask me, where are your friends? There's some magic that won't happen until your friends are defined. Where are they? They must be seated with you there. If we say, Raymond needs help, we want to assist Raymond. You know the first set of persons that want to volunteer freely to assist Raymond? His friends. You sit in church, your friends are not there. Your core friends are not there. I'm not talking about brother in Christ is there. There's brother, there's friend. Jesus Christ separated them. He said, henceforth I call you no longer brothers, but what? But friends. Brother in Christ can sit with you there, they die. Bro. The only persons that will respond are friends. You graduate from brotherhood to friendship. Friendship is higher than being brothers. There is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. So you can be in church here, you collapse for hunger. Brothers will come lay hand on you as they die for that hunger. Also they kill you and they speak in tongues. Father, feel him. But your real friend will say, bros, this hunger, they catch me, they catch you. Say, they catch me. No, go buka. You go say, now you are talking. Bro might not do it. I'm telling you the truth. Bro might not do it. Sis might not do it. A real friend will do it. You see that sister that is a friend, very good friend. She dey come church like this. She know they carry only Bible. She will carry Bible for the right waterproof. Very hot moi which she don't make. She don't give pastor. She just come there and say, I prepared this thing for you. I know if me will be man of God, I don't even know. But she don't give unto one bro. We are aware of these things. Then, when we don't talk, you be like, say, oh, no. Bro go close church, say amen. You see bro shouting and dancing and everything. Bro don't touch the waterproof. The memory they hot. Coke day. Sister is speaking in tongues. She don't book her check. Keep it there. In my father's house, I what? And I came to prepare a place for you, bro. Home, my boy. This is your place. Home, my boy. After bro don't chop finish, you can't reach like how many months bro want to give proposal. You mean that bro will not remember that moment, that hot this with the coke and say my mind is in Kaduna. Ta! A militant. If I ask bro, who would you think you would like to marry? I don't know if she will say yes if I tell her. Talk, we'll go help you go tell her. We know the source of your moi. She too, she is waiting. You think all those mama were in vain? You were the farm she was planting. Nobody they plant something for a particular farm. They won't go reap for another farm. That's that farm. That's where our hope is. I would say that you may ply in hope. Eh? I know some of you who have been receiving the money, you know yourselves. Or other things. All the puffs and the buns. You know? Some of them have now made it like they are right. What did you bring for me today? What did they bring for me today? Like with authority. You know? Just the way that, you see, someone like James will now walk to Precious. Anything in the house. That one is even the worst case scenario yourself, not like there is hope. You just very bold. I go to pray, he said that where I am, you will be also. That's why it's called marriage. Where I am, you will what? So, stage one, I'm bringing you to the place that I am. So that you too, you will be there. If you have brought somebody to that level where you are so together, is that not a reflection of an eternal marriage? You are now beginning to live together. You are now together where I am. So you have created a scenery that makes marriage possible. It is now possible for the person to propose to you, and you are not at a distance. They were asking questions here. They were asking questions. I have 3 minutes left of my time. You know, and they were asking questions here. And some people talk about that, I don't know, some things are just possible in home videos. Yeah, some things are just possible in home videos. There is nobody that would be traveling to a place that you say you mistakenly go and swab and collected another person's bag. They would have caught the person already because the person would have to scan his bag in before the possibility of bag swabbing happens. Yeah? Except you plan to steal the bag. There's no way you can carry another person's bag. So it's very difficult. If you have luggages, they are tagged with your name and your ticket number attached to it. Even if you had carried somebody else's bag, they will look at the ticket number attached to it and know it's not your ticket and find the person who has it. So that apart, it's not very easy. If it is your bag, it is your bag. Just tell people that it was your bag. Don't tell us that you made a mistake and carry another person's bag. And up till now, the other person that carried your own bag has not come to report or anything. You carry another person's bag, which is cocaine. Person go find your family. Cocaine pushers, you can't carry their drugs. They will look for you. They will look for you where you are living. Secondly, you cannot also tell somebody that your friend, your brother, traveled outside and they did not hear from the person. Therefore, the whole family's business is how to get another wife another husband for the wife. And in the whole story, there is no contacting of the embassy. Because if you had contacted embassies, knowing that the person had a valid visa to the country, the embassies and the rest will know if they have arrested somebody and have jailed the person. Communication must be made. Communication must be made. And the people will know that this person is in jail. There were no rumors of plane crash. How would he just go like that and just go and die? And they just say he don't die. That there was no this thing. And you have not reached out to the embassy to find out whether there is any person that has been, any death case that has been processed by so and so name. All you people needed to go and do first of all is to go and find somebody else to marry. That means all of you together were praying for the man to die. So if the man returns, he has no business coming to marry anybody amongst you people. He should just go and live his life somewhere else. Because there is no interest. If he stay there, they will kill him again because they wanted him dead. They wanted him dead. And most of he's coming out as a convict. So what would they want? Is that the best? They would not even cherish. They prefer he even die safe than you come back from prison back to the family. You come and give them double shame. You are better dead. They will poison you. So it doesn't work. And as a matter of fact, you don't hand over your wife to your younger brother to keep. Now I don't understand. I don't know. I don't understand how that one happened. And the woman has children. I hand over the wife. Why don't you hand it over to the village chief? So the whole collection of people in that story just mumu. My time has finished. The whole collection of stories is just mumu. If you come back, and that person has married the person, and all that, go for an hour and marry. In fact, as a matter of fact, you should have met somebody in prison. Eh? Because you gotta come back. Nothing. It's not necessary. Just go. Yeah, if you come and your brother say, well, it is not real marriage, that he was still maintaining the property for you, he can hand it over to you. You continue from where he stopped. Question and answer. Ask the question. My talking time has finished, so yes.
There's this young lady. She's into a relationship where both of them love themselves, but the man is not that buoyant enough.
Buoyant how? Is it not floating in water or buoyancy? What do you mean by buoyant?
Buoyant in terms of finance, you understand, to come do the right thing. Already they're in love. And maybe he might have proposed.
So she's in love. She's in love with a broke man.
Now the point now is there is this another bro that she does not love. You understand? That is there. So the question is, should I marry the bro?
You or the girl?
The girl. Don't miss her.
Well, love is a very complex thing to define. First, has she found out how long that bro is going to be broke? I don't like to answer relationship questions and forget that in reality we are dealing with real matters here. Has she found out how long that bro is going to be broke? Because that bro is going to be broke the next 5 or 10 years. She better start thinking with her head. Because love used to have different definition. If you're hungry now, the person that gives you food is the one that loves you. And you will certainly love the one that gives you food when you're hungry. Is that not so? It's like that. You stand on the road. You don't have transport money. And we're going a distance, you've misplaced your money. You're now looking for a lift. Some cars will pass. Some will slow down. Look at your face before you run. You will tell them, Waka. You will be angry there. Another one will pass and see where you're supposed to pass and see where there is pot water. Splash it. You will jump. One day I go buy my own car too. In that very road there, you can be angry and can hate many motorists. Why? Because they have not favored you. The one that now clears and stops and says, where are you going? He said, Dad. You go in. He takes you, get to where you're going to drop, and then he moves away. Inside of you, immediately you will like that man, but you don't even know whether inside his pigeonhole there is a gun. You have no idea whether at the boot of the car he has just kidnapped somebody. You don't even know whether as he's going there now, probably he's going to bury somebody that he has killed in the village, and he's just showing the last kindness so that in case the police arrest him, you can testify that he's a good man. You have no idea, but the tendency is that because he has showed you favor and kindness, you are going to believe that you love him. So when somebody says, I love this guy, what are the activities or the actions that brings that conclusion to her mind that it is actually this guy that he loves? And if she says she does not like this guy that is ready to marry her, what are the factors? Is it his look? Because there must be factors. You cannot just not love somebody. Yes. Yes, and the person is the one that is willing to. So that means that she has not even had enough experience with the guy to have given him opportunities to show him some of the kindness that this one have showed. So all the years in which they have met this guy and the rest, and this guy has been there, what is happening with this guy's broke level? Is it like it's a permanent title?
Well, you should answer that question. To a point, you would always advise that, yes, there is hope. I know one thing.
There is always.
I understood one thing. Most of these persons that are broke today end up being the richest when it comes to this.
Yes, so the point is simple. The point is simple. The one that is broke today, when he has money tomorrow, there are women around. He can marry anybody else you want to marry when he is now deciding to have money. In fact, as a matter of fact, if somebody marries that girl, he will wake up and know that it was because he was broke That's why he couldn't marry that girl. You go and get serious and work. Why is he broke?
Is it good to know somebody?
No, why is he broke? I know that the answer that was expected, Raymond, the answer that was expected was, I would say, marry somebody that you love. Don't marry this person because he has money. Marry the person that you love. That was the answer that was expected. But I refuse to give that answer this afternoon. And I'm asking the question here now. Why is that guy broke? Because I want us to break off the mold of the stereotype that you have stuck with a man who is not making a change. Is it that this person is making clear-cut attempt to coming out of that status? Because you must realize that his financial status is also keeping somebody else unmarried. This person should be smart enough to evaluate whether they have a plan to come out of that financial hardship. If they have no plan on ground to come out from that financial hardship, she could love him as much as she likes, but he's not going to eventually marry her because he still will not have the capacity. So why is he broke? And when is he planning to mend his broken life?
Do we intentionally make ourselves broke?
Yes.
How?
By doing nothing.
What if so? I see so many persons work. They work, but still.
Anybody who works gets paid for working.
They can't even attach another person to that comfortability.
Yes. That's why they are not supposed to be thinking about marrying.
So they should give up hope.
As long as you're concerned, the moment you want to go and marry, you must know you're increasing responsibility. And because you're increasing responsibility, you must make necessary efforts to start increasing what you are making. Because, first of all, the marriage list is not going to look at you and say, you are earning what is suitable for you. That's being selfish. That's you. So if you're going to continue earning what is suitable for you, then don't think about marriage. Do you understand? The moment you buy yourself a new shoe of a different color, you must be ready to buy a polish for that new shoe. If you're not ready to buy the polish for that new shoe, then don't buy that new shoe. Use the old ones you have with the old polish you had. The moment you get to increase anything into your life, you must be ready to expand to accommodate it. And you're bringing a lady into the house. There are conditions. The conditions is that you must spend. Traditional marriage, you must spend. Do you get that? So, the convenience, I'm saying don't get the convenience of, I am broke. No. If this young man, why I'm asking the question is, why is the person broke? Because the person, if you say the person is earning money but not earning enough, it's not the same as being broke. If the person is earning money and not earning enough, the person can start saving for the project. You say, okay, I love this person. He doesn't have enough money, but he's saving towards it. So far, the guy has about 150,000 naira that he has saved in his account, but it's not enough for marriage, but at least it is money. Where is the person living? You can't be living with your parents and saying that somebody loves you. When is he going to move to his own accommodation where he can say at least he has solved a couple of problems? Yes, and he is still broke.
Now, okay, I think to a point, like it's not about me, you understand? Somebody brought up the question.
I know it's somebody, it can't be you.
So now, I really want to give a clear message, you understand? What I want to, give back.
I'm trying to create a balance in such a way that I'm trying to create a scenery where we don't think that because love is involved, the lady is owing that guy that she must marry. No. And I don't want us to think again that because money is involved, the lady accepting to marry that person automatically means that he's marrying him for the money. You must realize that the new guy has not even been given enough time to even prove anything. Yes, he might be in a hurry, but this is somebody who has seen what or who he wants and doesn't want to stand the risk of losing it. So yes, that can make him to be in a hurry. But there are other questions to ask about the new guy because he's relatively new. So you just don't jump, but you might ask questions. You might try to get to know him better. But you don't write him off because he has money. Because you don't want to create a picture that a lady came in here and brought her wedding card. Right? There is somebody else everybody believed and knew that they were in a relationship that they would have married. She would have been married to. That would have proposed. I was even surprised when she called on phone and she came here and then she said that, and told me that she is getting married this December. I was like, what? I said, who? The person, I saw the person's name, saw the state. So we discussed, I prayed, I encouraged her, and they left. But I couldn't hesitate the impulse to ask when we were going out, what about this person? And you say, I don't know, this person she's no longer picking my call. I say, sure, maybe this is the reason. I will try and call. I said, then send text message, the person is not picking our call. Says that he's not interested in picking my call. This lady has made her choice and has gone. Let me tell you one thing. Some of these broke guys that you are waiting patiently for probably are also stuck with making a choice between two people. At the end of the day, if they pick one and it is not you, you will cry yourself out why you did not say yes to that other guy when the guy showed up. Because these guys you're thinking are broke. They are the ones that ladies like to hang around because they have one kind of way of showing themselves. And they are broke. They are very, so you'll be helping them. You'll be, as you're caring for them like one told, like a baby, and you're not the only one. I'm talking to you as well, I'm talking to a lady. If I was talking to a lady, I would tell you, you might not be the only one. You have to open your eye very, very well. Bro will chop from you, chop somewhere else. Why is he broke? What makes him so comfortable in being broke? If he's not chopping in many places and the rest, he will get up and go and try to do something extra to increase his wealth. The guy is already, he's okay. He's comfortable. He wants to marry you now and somebody else has showed up. Has that challenged him to increase his income? It has not challenged him. Because back in his mind, he's like, if you go, he has some, you will just bet drama, you get somewhere, you will just branch another person. And that person is there by the corner. It's a fact. You, the lady, you are the one who has the biggest trouble of having people that will come to propose to you. He has the advantage of, he can choose to turn his eye to his neighbor's daughter. I want to marry you. Neighbor's daughter will say, hey, mommy, that my neighbor won't marry me. And his problem is solved. He might not even have money. There's somebody that broke guy who go and propose to now. The father of the girl will carry the whole expense on his head and finish the marriage. So the guy has little or no problem. Outside marrying you, he cannot wait. But you, how often are you likely to get somebody come to give you a proposal? That's the question. Do you know that so many ladies who said no to proposals 10 years ago are eventually remained single because they thought that after that one go, that another person was going to show up almost immediately. And they didn't ask themselves good questions that they should have asked then. They just said, no, I don't want, because their eye is on one bro. The bro has not even moved body. And even when the bro even moved body, bro has moved body somewhere else. And eventually these ladies have remained. And those persons you thought were not going to be very good husband materials or husband equipment are successfully running their homes. Do you get what I'm saying? They are running their homes successfully. They might not be perfect, but they are good learners. Maybe they are learning. So you must always ask yourself, don't say because this guy has money. The issue is when we bring money to the equation, it looks like if she says yes, it's for the money. So should she say yes to the laziness of this other fellow? Who marries a broke? Do you go to the market and buy a broken glass? He's broke. So the lady should do what? Pick the pieces. Do you go to the market and buy a broken tumbler? What broken item do you go to the market to go and buy? Broken egg. The only broken thing I know people buy are broken tiles. Everything people they go for something that is whole and complete. A bro say, I'm broke. So should I be aspiring for you for being broke? Fix yourself. So now I will now pick a bro and then mend. By the time the bro is mended, the bro now looks at me and says that it's fully mended. He now looks for somebody else. No. These days I tell people to work on themselves. I tell the ladies, work on yourself. Put that investment on yourself so that if this person turns you down, you know that you invested on yourself. You will still be relevant for somebody else. I'm done telling ladies to invest themselves for some guy. You can invest yourself for your husband, but I'm done telling yourself to invest yourself for a bachelor. And push your resources to a bachelor that after he becomes settled tomorrow, he leaves you and goes away. We've seen too many of those. You understand? And I don't think it's a technique that works. If I go anywhere, so I say, you invest in him and make him better this time around, I've changed my message. I say, carry that money and go and eat yourself fat. If he's ready to marry you and share that your money, he will marry you on time, then both of you can start eating together. You said? You had a question? What's the question?
So, I have two questions.
Only you two. Go ahead.
But the first one is that maybe you're walking on the way, lady's walking on the way, then you met a man, and the man told her, sorry, that he loves him. Maybe they booked time to see each other. Then actually she went to see the man. So the man told her that he loves everything about her.
Well, anyway, go ahead. It sounds like Wayo, but go ahead.
That he wants to be married, that he wants to marry her. So what is the answer for the lady to him?
It just, the whole thing just feels like Wayo as I'm hearing it. What's the second question?
The second question maybe is that a lady has been in a relationship with a man for, let's say, 2 years. Then the lady now gave the man a distance to be in another state. So actually the man stopped being in love with her, and
Or somebody else has created a place for him.
And some months after, he not call you and tell you that he has pregnanted the lady that he felt in love.
He's a pro.
So that he wants you back. It's just that it's a mistake for him. He still love you. So what's the answer for you?
That's why I say he's a pro. He has pregnanted that one now, and that one has turned to old school. He's now coming back to the next one. And as a matter of fact, that one that he has pregnanted is the one you are aware of. The one you are not aware of are there. He just went out for the few minutes in which he went to a place. All he could do is to go and impregnate, and the rest. That man probably is going to have children up to 100. You see, the whole issue of people just meeting you for the first time somewhere and telling you I love you, and the rest, it's so old school trick. That game, it's so old school. You see, if somebody really wants to marry you and meet you for the first time, the first thing the person will want to do is get to know you, come close, just be your friend, and maybe meet. And they will always have a way of trying to figure out how to come close to you first. They will not just come up at you and say, I saw you, I want to marry, and the rest. Do you know who I am? What you have no idea. You just saw me on the road and you love me, you want to marry me. Like, maybe because the person saw you and said, this one is easy to catch. Maybe the way you were just doing the line. It's like, we don't get this one. Some of those people have already placed a bet. They just placed a bet on how easy you are to get, and that you're going to fall for some of those tricks. Really, somebody shouldn't just see you on the road and I love you too, I love you. Somebody loves me. Really, it doesn't work that way. You have to learn to be an expert of your emotion. You love me, thank you very much, I appreciate it, but I'm busy. That guy's got to walk. Let him do a little extra work. He shouldn't just pluck you off from the street. Like, he can't walk on the street, for example, and see these mangoes, very fine fruits on the road, and just say, oh, mango. I love this mango. Very, very. Give me stone. As soon as you want to pluck, the owner will come out. You well so. Stone and make a see. So he has no idea of who has. You see, that the problem with that is that the person has no idea whether you are in a relationship. He has no idea whether somebody has been investing in you. He has no idea what level of input anybody else, whether your parents also, have put inside of you. He must respect that possibility. He must not see that individual as open and available, like nobody loves you, so there is this big void I'm coming to fill. And then as soon as the person gives that, you too now open up like, thank God, at least somehow somebody has loved me in this wicked world. No, for goodness sake. The person has to know that you're not that easy, not that cheap. That's not an opportunity. If you fall for that very easily, guess what? The next couple of months, you get to realize what the person is really after. That's why I said, forget this magic Dr. Strange appearing from the moon from nowhere and saying, I love you. It's just some of the people who really care more about you are those friends that have always been there for you. Do you understand? They've always been there for you. Unlike this one who is broke. They might not have money, right? But they are working towards something. And they are increasing their resources. Right? The broke guy means that the guy has actually broken and cannot hold water anymore. He can hold some water in one of the broken pieces, but he cannot hold water in the full bottle because the bottle is broke. Right? But if the guy is serious, the guy can get up, pick his pieces together, right? Like a vessel, remand himself, and now he can become a reliable vessel. But there are people who have been there for you. Sometimes think in that direction, most of the time. Because some of the people that will propose to you, they are not very far off. Right? They might be new in your neighborhood, right? But in a couple of months, you will know those who are endeared to you. They're not usually very far off. I said over 80% of marriages that happen amongst people within a close circle. Either whether it's school or social gathering or church or business setup, it's always there. It's very scarce. You see that I met her in a bus. And we just proposed last week. And we are doing wedding this week. It's hard. Even if you meet the person in a bus, you must create a social circle, a bond with which you can familiarize yourself over time before a marriage can even think of happening. So all those meetings, no, it's a game. It's a game. And it's not different from the game of the previous guy who has also traveled somewhere else and have met somebody almost immediately and boom. Because the person easily fell. He has gone there now. He has gone to speak that fine grammar that he speaks for some of you. And some of these boys that speak fine English, people should be careful with them. After they pregnant you, all that funnel will disappear. Do not see the real accent. I don't know you. The Oyibo will go. It will go. The Jericho will vanish. Everything will just go. They have gotten what they wanted. Deny you there and keep. Next thing you see yourself planning to commit suicide. Yeah, which is crazy. Anyway. Which is useless. That's the most stupid thing for anybody to do. Thinking of committing suicide for another person. Live your life so well, the person will go crazy. Come out of it and live well, that person will go crazy. You don't commit suicide for another human being. Yeah, I don't commit suicide for another human being. If I kill myself because of him, will he kill himself because of me? So I'll kill himself, let him continue to live. I lie. You go live, me, I go live. But see something, I love him, and I like the story we read some time ago of the girl who stabbed the boyfriend and committed suicide. Your parents send you to school to go and learn. You are there doing boyfriend. Whether the guy has played double play, you stab him and then kill yourself. Now stab him. When I kill you, kill yourself. You carry your mumu, die. Mumu for share. Honestly, it's one thing to pity the dead, but those level of stupidity, if you advertise it in the market, it will sell very big money. Because it's very scarce. People don't have that level of stupidity. They're looking for a way to buy it. How can you stab somebody and kill yourself? That you love the person. And you're not there to read the story. You don't die. No. If somebody has left you in a relationship, let him go. Live your life successfully in such a way that the person will now begin to wish he was with you. Do you understand that? You don't go kill yourself for anybody or kill anybody. Let the person go. Your life is not in the person's hands. But very crazy things happen in the name of love anyway. But there are some ladies, I don't know what their problem. Maybe they invest all their life earning or savings in the young man. The man went on, finish the money, can't get the final alert. From 5 million, go to chop and still they be in love. When you don't reach 150,000, 50K. And the girl will be there or receiving the alert, knowing that the man is chopping the money. Can't reach 50K, say, I'm not interested in the relationship anymore. Your 5K don't finish. And then go carry gun. When you were receiving the alert, you are in love. Your love is not blind, your love is stupid. Your love is stupid. And they're not married. They will still see something. Keep talking. They will still see something. Something has not happened to them.
If they have any misunderstanding,
not married now.
Now, at the time, people had gone to ask, like one of these stabbed the man, and he met the man. This is small relationship. Why you call it this one? As after the man gained consciousness, the man told them, you see that place? This is happening.
They don't know the meaning of break up, so they are mistaking it for break head.
This is happening. And it continues like that. When it comes to the
I said they never see anything. Now two otondos when in your package. When they package two otondos in a relationship, they don't love themselves. Both of them endure themselves. Both of them endure themselves. Endurance. Listen, endurance is a factor of love. Endurance is not love. So that element of love is what they think they have that makes them believe they have the whole of love. Love endureth all things. So it's an element of love. So both of them endure themselves. Somebody stab you and you are still there. It's endurance. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yes. So it's what? It's endurance. So they don't know anything about love yet. If they even know what love is, they would have even been married since. And I'm sure they wouldn't even need a wedding cake. They just come to the wedding and the pastor will be there. They bring grenades and bomb with cutlasses and everything. And use that and cut that. Yeah, everybody carry weapon, everything. And before the wedding reception, like that, they I said, this is what we have. Because what they have there is endurance. What they have there is endurance. And they're telling you a heartbeat. They're just confused. It's them. And outside the endurance, probably they have what they call sexual attachment to one another. And that's another thing that they can mistake for love. And that, of course, that's exactly what led them to be living together under one roof when they are not married. It's the sexual attachment. And the sexual attachment is what some persons think that is love. Having sex with somebody is not a proof of love. People have sex with prostitutes every day that they don't love. You understand that? So the mixture of the sexual attachment plus the endurance is what is confusing them to make them think it is love. Until somebody die. And the problem with those people is that you can't help them. If you go there now to try to ask them to separate, now your head they will break nest. You just have to ask, they give the counsel, they just turn for back. You just hear boy, oh brother Jesus, before you realize your head doesn't cut. You better just allow them. So, the issue is, there is a place for your friend. Where are the friends? You must prepare the place and bring your friends around. Put them, sit them, convince them. It's your work. So when they are there with you every day, they are going to the house of God together, they are fellowshipping, once they are there with you and everything, breakthrough. You see, David already had access into Saul's house and everything. He also married from Saul's family. Think the concept. You must create that circle, bring the people in. I married my wife from Fresh Anointing Bible Church. And guess what? I went there and I was pastoring there and she was within that circle. Within that same place of fellowship. You will get to know somebody better, feel somebody better and all. If I was not in that place, probably we'll never meet. That's one of the things that people say, this is the person that God has destined for me to marry. It must be this person. If you travel from here now, go Ghana. All that nonsense grammar will change for your mouth. Because you go join. By the time you go to church 3 times or 4 times, you go see another destiny. You will begin to say, Lord, I thought this was the person. If it is not this person. You even be there in Ghana and hear that other person, Kuma, where you live for Nigeria, has seen another destiny. So all this issue will tell you that there is one person in the world that God has destined for you to marry. It depends on where you are. It depends on where you are. Once your location changes, I will open you. See, if you go to UK now, you will start seeing one white girl that start looking. As they are passing, that's how separate one will be looking like your wife. It's the truth. That's why some people, you see, they would leave a girl here and travel, and they're married. It is how it happens. So when they say it must be you and that, that's why the whole idea of keeping a girl here like a deposit and traveling outside that you're coming to marry her. I don't understand how people do that. If you know you're going to travel out, tell the girl, say, if you see somebody who wants to marry you, marry you. If they decide to stay, it is not her choice. Because willy-nilly take it from me. As you reach there, circumstances can even make you marry. You don't come here and say they want to deport you. You say, you not be resident, you're not a citizen. How do I do? You have to marry a citizen. If I don't marry a citizen. Some of them don't marry because they are even ready to marry there. They marry because of the condition that they are in. They marry, Pam. The lady will now help to clear their immigration papers and everything and all that. But not marry. You were here, still speaking in tongues and waiting. 10 years, the guy never come. 12 years, never come. The day he will come, they bring him wife with him children. You are seeing him post his children on Facebook, all of them white face. You go just collapse, stand up. That's all you can do, nothing. You can curse from now to tomorrow. Huh? So once the person moves, the person can go and find somebody else. It's that place. Around that place. Mostly that place. So build that union because that's where it's going to happen. Those of you who your wives were here, you allow the person to go. You go take tire. You go find out. She don't come. Go and look for the person who. Because proposal itself go hard for you. By the time you are now making the proposal, the person will now have to go and tell his pastor. The pastor will now say, no, I don't believe he has the Spirit of God. No be trouble there for you. No trouble now. You go begin to speak in tongues. Father, touch the heart of the Father go touch the heart of the girl, then touch the heart of the father, touch the heart of the mother, then come touch the heart of the pastor, then come touch the heart of the marriage committee. Come touch your case. you might not marry. There are people who are not married today because of just marriage committee. Marriage committee has not even given them dates for marriage in certain churches as you speak. Sam, I know a lady who came to me when we were at Cemetery Yamini. You know what he said? They refused to get them wedded in the church there because the information got to the church that they had already known themselves. That is not sex, so that is, there's these churches that you don't make the proposal yourself. Do you understand what I'm saying? You don't make the proposal yourself. The church makes the proposal for you. If you see a girl you want to marry, you will go to the church. It's the church that will call the girl. It's a big church in Port Harcourt. I can call the name. It's the church that must talk to the person for you. Talking about Salvation Ministries. It's the church. So if they know that you have gone to talk to the person by yourself and the rest come back, they will cancel it. It will not happen. They will cancel it. So the lady was with me and the rest, and they were looking for. Then they came. They wanted to come and do the wedding. Whether we are going to wed them in Ihnbc. I said, I know they do that thing again. Go meet them for that place. Go tell them and say, no, I don't know myself again. When they finish, they should look for where and find you people, where you people are, and bring you people together. Go. That was, I said, sure? I said, you have to, first of all, the guy will say, there is this person I have in mind. You have to pass by proxy through the pastors. They will talk about the person on your behalf. So if you have, they will ask now, they will know. They will investigate. They will investigate as a church as big as that. They will call a couple of persons. Does this person, how well do you know this person? How well, before they finish investigating, they will just know that you know yourselves. So even that their own, they found out. They found out. And so didn't come hook them for next. So they were not even giving them marriage dates. You say, in this small meeting, that people are like this, your question want to reach 1 million. Okay, I hope it's not home videos. That's your own, that the guy carried somebody's bag and went to prison. And they couldn't even send a message, not one letter to his family in Port Harcourt that is in jail. They say he don't die. The guy is lazy. I think that is not drama. Ask question.
Okay, there's this, it's actually a true life incident.
Okay, this one is true life. The other one is not true life.
That
okay,
is
this one.
story
That's the one that's true life.
There's this girl whom the mother got very sick, and she was supposed to be sent for an operation. And the operation is going to cost a lot of money, a matter of millions, so, just to save the woman's life. So they didn't have that much. Now the mother's friend now came up with this option. Tell the young lady, it's just the girl and the mother, the father is late. Tell the young lady that, okay, there is this man that I know of that is interested in marrying you. That if he marries you, I've already told him about your mother's condition. He said he's going to take care of the hospital bills and all that. Now, for one, she has not even seen the man before. So, we know the way village people do their things. So they called the young lady, they were like, you have to save your mother's life. I mean, what is there? There is somebody that is ready to do everything. Now, I am suspecting that they know more about the man, but they didn't tell the young lady. Just persuaded her to accept.
I don't know whether the man is a kidnapper or a robber or a chop human flesh.
She said, okay, based on the persuasion was much, she accepted that they should go ahead and tell the man that she has accepted. So the man said, no problem, that he's coming back to do the marriage stuff. Has already started the payments for the woman hospital bills. And up till now, he's not even around himself. He has not come physically for the girl to see. So at the end of the day, when the mother got well, was when he now came back and said, okay, everything now is settled. In fact, from what they even discussed, they were like, they knew, yes, she's coming now. Now, and the village people has already said that there is no need for him to even pay any other thing again. In fact, from what he has done, it should be enough. So he's just coming to carry the wife. Now,
so this wedding now is marrying the village people.
The young lady has no say.
The man is marrying the village people now.
So now
And the village people are sending the girl as a representative. I need to understand the marriage. Because the whole village people are the ones who saw the man first. They are the ones talking to the man.
They know the man before
the man. So it is the village people that are marrying the man. But all of them cannot go and live with him. So they have to send this girl now as a representative. So this is the contract was to fix one of the village people's members, which is the mother. So they are doing the contract. So now you have to carry one property in exchange. They don't know the meaning of marriage.
It's just that the young man came, and he's not even a young man, an elderly man. He came and he is deformed. So they are saying, most of them are saying that we didn't know he was deformed, but what is there? You can still marry him. What's the problem? So the young lady is traumatized. In fact,
like epilepsy or what? He didn't use half of his body to make money.
One of his hand is not good, and he can't even talk.
So what is his business?
He can't even talk straight.
What is his business line?
I don't know what he does, but he's quite rich.
He's rich now. He cannot talk well and doesn't even have a good hand. How did he make the money? Is this this one that he used in making the money?
Maybe by inheritance also, because from what we know, the parents were quite.
You still be eating inheritance until he is elderly. The man is not a child; he's an elderly man. There's no inheritance that anybody give you that if you're not working or reproducing the money, that you'll be continuing to eat from the inheritance up to that level. No, meaning he's making fresh money.
Yes,
so what is his job line?
I don't really have much details on what he does, but I know that he's.
Because we're in a situation where the girl now her own leg will be one that will go.
The girl doesn't even want to even go anymore again, and it's becoming a very big
They
issue.
should just return the sickness to the mother. They should return the sickness to the mother. I don't understand that village people arrangement. They should tell him to return the sickness. to the mother. Because you don't even know whether they are even the one who sent the sickness self. So that they will use it and carry and get her. Yeah? They say it will cost million. And any sickness that will cost million to fix, just finish from the mother's body like that. Where did they fly the mother to? India. They flew out to India. Then he could not fly himself to India. With the hand like that and that head and all his money. India cannot fix that one. I need to know now. India cannot fix his hand with all the money that he has. So he can fly another woman to India, cannot fly himself to UK and to US to fix his this and fix the mouth. And he's making money. Sure? People will have mind though. Yeah? People will have mind though. This one that village people went and gathered. You know how much each of those village people have collected? It's contract, so they have a very serious business now, but they have gone to buy land with the money. Yeah, they have sold one girl to him. So we get girls here, who they say. This one not going to agree marry you. Make him knock him mother something. Then we go from that one and carry get up. So the mother just wear like that. They should return the sickness. See, if I'm that girl, I'll just tell him to send me some good money into my account. I'll use and prepare myself. As he just send like 3 million or 2 million naira now for Ghana. Then go see me. I won't even wait for all these ones where the visa will take a long time to make. Togo, Cotonou, where they go like car where they import. There will be village people will be there waiting. When the man come, say when my wife no day, village people will come gather, bring one of the chief's daughter, and go and donate. Being deformed is not the problem. Oh. I'm asking what business is he doing, and with his wealth level, cannot put himself on treatment on what is his case. Huh? So I want to know how I can get that money. Every money in the collect. You reach up and now you can't deform. He's an elderly man now. You don't have many girls. Some of those people like that, that's their covenant. They must be marrying younger girls. But that's if you're feeling marrying now, go and discover that you'll be number 7 or number 8. It's part of their cult agreement or whatever. They just have to be marrying younger. It's part of their so-called secret to long life. So not be wife, the man they find. If his wife is looking for, he would have come out himself and have a relationship with the person one-on-one. Even if he is deformed, he will come to establish that contact with the person. Not by making contracts or spending money to buy and then you're passing by proxy. And after you have finished spending, everything is complete. You now come, the village people now say, there is no need for you to pay anything. You have already paid. So if I carry one person in that village now and go and treat in the hospital, I can come there and carry one girl and go. I've not seen a village that mumu like that. Corporate village mumu. When a village join mumu, that even if he has treated somebody and the rest, you now say because you don't need for you to pay anything, come and carry her and go. If the father was alive, would that work? Oh, that would not work. There are certain things that are not normal. You can't just carry a girl and just say, come and carry in. This is 2018. As if you're in those ancient days where they don't have a say. The girl has a say. You know, they should return the sickness. Oh, very simple. Tell them to return the sickness. You go see, say they will return them very quickly. I don't know where they arrange that sickness from. They will return them. Tell them to return the sickness. Or you can carry the mother and go and marry. Now she in treat, not be me. Simple. Tell them. They disturb me and say, come. Now, on behalf of my mother was not well when I agreed. Well, on behalf of my mother, that I said yes. On behalf of my mama, I've been sick, the sickness. So as two of them are they sick. When they meet for village, you say, I don't see him. I don't see the man. So I don't get problem with him, but now my man is sick. Main kind of man. He's human. He's more than not human being. He's human being now, and that's he has money. He will take care of her very well. Take care of the man is a widow now. The husband is late. Is it not so? This one is a younger girl. She has another future. She should carry the mother. You don't already pay now, you know. We ain't paying for. Maybe man ain't paying for her. See me wahala. That one was his question, or is like now story. Is it question? Were you asking us question? Were you asking us what the girl should do? What the girl should do? I said she should be either in Cotonou by now, Togo, anywhere. Drop a letter. Tell her, say, carry my mama. Or put the sickness back or carry my mama. As I'm talking to you now, I did Ghana, I did Togo. Or put her there. I say, I was among the Chibok girls. They were kidnapped by Boko Haram. That was not returned. Post and give up. Abba, where is he making his money from? That you cannot come up and have a relationship. There are deformed people who come to people and try to connect to people. They know that they might be rejected or whatever, but they try to make their attempt. They don't go and pass proxy and pay backyard payment, as if it's a cow that is so annoying. But that girl's father from the grave now, for don't slap that guy, the other side of his body. The other side of the body, when they use that for slap him, dry him, so that all of them go food. You don't do that. It's rubbish. Don't worry. When people like us die, they should not joke with us. From grave, we will slap. Just say, Lord God Almighty, if God, there's something happening there, and I hope you are seeing it. Say, I've seen it. Let me go and take care of this one. Forget the angels. Angels, people should sit down. I'm from Africa. I know how to handle this matter. I could paralyze people, they go. So they go with them, Steward, come back to heaven. Yeah, come back to heaven. This is not your job. I say, God, just 2 more persons. They dry their hand, they go. Because some people don't behave. It's not right. You just don't do that. The human is not an animal, right? The whole transaction is just annoying. It's that annoying. And then you put the lady there. What kind of life is she going to live? What kind of liberty is she going to have? What kind of freedom is she going to have? It's just another copy of home videos that they're just acting in real life. I think I've watched this movie somewhere. How many of you have read that story of half a man? That borrow body parts and everything, borrow half thing to go and marry, and then when they went back home, see the hand, give me my ear back, give me my leg back. Half a man called me half. They told us wonderful stories when we were small. There's nothing we didn't read. Yeah, but it's outrageous. Honestly, if you are, that's why some of those people, you can bring them to be like, then sit down here. And they listen. So that me, look them for their face, tell them. If they sit down here, I'll just go to her now. Tell us, okay, run. Now, me, they tell you, run. Anywhere, if you get money, run. Disappear. Everything. Disappear. Has he sent you money? How much? Tell him he sent you 2 million. And you collect and enter luxurious bus. This Ihnbc transport. Appear for Ghana. As you stop Ghana there, Kumasi, or any of those places, from there, just to go. Don't even ask of the country. If you look back, you turn to Lord's wife. Just be going. When you reach there, use the remaining money. It's ECOWAS. You can always change naira. Settle down somewhere. You will see a husband that have head. Stay there, marry, born children, grow. 5, 10 years after, send message. Find your mama account. Transfer money, give up. Your mother will survive. The man will take care of him. He has a covenant. That's a covenant. Finish there, and the rest. When you don't hear, say the man don't die, come back. When Pharaoh died, it's not like go and stay. When you hear, say don't die, then you come back. When Herod died, it's not when angel came and told Jesus Christ, even Jesus Christ, say stay there, he will kill you. Stay there. When Herod was there, he said, come. The one that seeketh thee is what? Is dead. Then you can come out. If not, stay there. Run is part of the Bible. It's inside scripture. He said, this is the Son of God. He is Jesus Christ. Nothing can do him. They will kill you. Human beings are very wicked. Even God, they hide his own picking from human being. For God to hide him picking from human being, you think it's a joke? Herod that God can kill. God say, Adam, go Egypt, go keep him. Stay there for as long. When Herod die, we'll tell you. To show how the man we can reach. God is waiting for him to die. No kill him. Just wait for him to die. When don't die. If he come out now, don't die. Then you see somebody want to mess your life up and you are trying to do brigade. Wrong. Hide anywhere you want to hide. Sneak. Enter bus. Sit down for attachment. Just be going. ECOWAS passport is easy to make. Go and make a ECOWAS passport. You can enter any African country. Go settle. Nobody will know where it is. Except you get bad luck. One of those Ihnbc neighbors can't see you. They come to Nigeria and say, I see Adamma for Cotonou. That's why they will just come and hijack you. But if you just go somewhere and the rest, you relax. There are makeups. Girls, they have makeups now that when they rub it, they start looking like white people. Like this Precious now can have pointed nose now with one small makeup. They just rub it here. Nose as long. Girls know now. They will foundation, they will put here, the dark, they will do a face change. Go and change your face. Anyhow you want to do it. You understand? But if she decides anyway that he can stay with him, now village she dey stay now. Now village girl, abi? To what level? OND. I ain't the one use that thing. You know, and this is a December period though. If I go and inside one calabash, come up play your microphone. Just tell her that I say that you should run. But I know say she don't agree run, Sha, because of her mother. To run. Then what is she waiting for? She don't know how to run. Tell ABC transport to Ghana. No go Niger, Muslim go kill you there. Run this other side of West Africa. No go Cameroon side them. Or this just this other side is safer. From that side, just be going like that. I don't know which other countries are there, but just be going. Be going like that. When you reach anywhere that makes sense, where your money finish, you stop. Rent an apartment and stay there. Apply for a job. If you get a job, start going to work. Start your life new. Somebody meets you there, they say they want to marry you, say they don't have parents, that all of them are dead. Go to their court there, go and marry in their court. Make your children everything. When you're ready to return, send pictures, give your mother. You're thinking of running?
Jam your hands together for the Steward. Hallelujah. I believe you've enjoyed yourself today. My brother, you see that question why I asked? I don't know whether I've been there at heart they asked that question. But I was invariably speaking to everybody. And I thank God